Hello and welcome to today's episode of Her Version. This podcast is dedicated to sharing stories of struggle to triumph, a platform that allows individuals to tell their truth in order to inspire and uplift others. I am your host, Sabrina Victoria. If you are new to this podcast, make sure you follow, like, subscribe, and share. Let's jump right in. Thank you for joining us for this episode of Her Version. I have an amazing guest speaker with us. For those of you that missed it, she has shared her story on our platform before, and actually a few months ago, and she just recently released a new book about overcoming life struggles. I had to have her back when I saw this. Her new book is called Joyful Life Jumpstart. It is a guide for anyone who wants to find and create more joy in their lives, and it gives tips that guide you to living your authentic life. Welcome.
Hey.
How are you?
Good.
Awesome. I forgot how to pronounce your name. Is it Piret?
Yes.
Piret. Okay. I didn't want to totally butcher it there in the beginning. How are you? It's been a while since we've talked.
Yeah, it seems like a little bit less or more. And you know what I found out as well? We have the same birthday.
Do we really?
Yeah.
Oh my gosh.
7th, right?
7th, yeah. No kidding.
Mm-hmm.
Well, that's exciting. I think, did you message me that? I vaguely remember that. Maybe not.
I saw your birthday on Facebook, and I was like, that's the same birthday than mine.
I'm horrible with the Facebook birthday. Sometimes I get on a roll and I do it, message real good for like a month or so, and then I get off the rails. But I don't in my real life, I don't celebrate birthdays. Like, I didn't even know it was my birthday until midnight the day before, because I got my first happy birthday on Facebook. And I was like, wait, what? Is it really my birthday? I had to look it up. I had no idea it was my birthday. So when I say happy birthday to people, I always just say, have an awesome day. I don't actually wish them a happy birthday.
Oh, really?
Yeah, it's weird.
I was like traditional, or like, because
I was
like, birthday is a big deal.
Yeah, I was born as a Jehovah's Witness, the religion. So Jehovah's Witnesses don't celebrate birthdays. So I went my whole life and like adult life until I was probably like 25 or so, not celebrating birthdays. I've never celebrated my son's birthday. He's 17. And, after I kind of moved away from the religion, I just never, if you're not raised in that culture, it doesn't mean anything to me. Like, it doesn't matter to me. So, so I just never went back to it. Weird.
Should try.
Yeah.
Try, because that's one of the things that I write in a book as well, is about celebrating.
Yes.
Like, have like a lot of celebrations, celebrate little things, especially celebrate your birthday.
Yes. What'd you do for your birthday?
I actually, I did a few different things. In the morning, I woke up at 4 o'clock to go volunteer.
You woke up at 4 in the morning?
Yep, because I had to drive 1 hour. I drove 1 hour to one place. They were giving out 2,000 backpacks for students.
Yes.
So I did that in the morning, and then in the evening, I went out with friends, and there was a band playing and performances. I celebrated with my friends.
Wow, that's awesome. No kidding. So did you actually, during the backpack thing, did you actually get to hand out backpacks to the students? Or were you just dropping off? You did?
No, we did. Like, we gave out 2,000 backpacks. Well, that company did, but we were volunteering, helping them out. And 2,000 backpacks, 700 pairs of shoes, and 200 bicycles. And
Bicycles.
and everything as well. Yeah.
Wow. That must have been so amazing. I've done a backpack drive once, maybe a couple years ago, and it was so exciting watching the kids.
Mm-hmm.
That's awesome. That's
It
awesome.
makes, also because it like makes so feel so good to like give out like on your especially on your birthday, that kind of celebration, like giving, like I was viewing it like I'm giving to somebody on the morning, and then I received so much back on the evening when people were celebrating me.
Yes. That's awesome. Hey, I had a question for you, kind of personal question. On social media, I know you as Bennett is your last name.
Yes.
But when I was, looking
Amazon.
into your book and Amazon and stuff, yeah, it was Jairus or something.
Yes. One is my maiden name and one is my married name.
Got it.
But I'm like right now, because it's such a different name in America, I can't just go by first name.
Got it.
That's why for a book cover, I use just the first name because, because it's a unique name and not a lot of people have it. So it's easy to have just the first name.
Yes, yes. Very cool. Yeah, I saw that. I was like, oh my gosh, am I, seeing this correctly? I like went back to Facebook. I looked you up.
Yeah. And also because I have to like contact Amazon and see how to fix it. The thing is with Amazon, when I type in my name, the algorithm doesn't understand my name as a name. It will try to get it changed to Piret.
Spell check.
Yep.
Yes.
It tries to give like me options. Are you looking for a Piret? I'm just like, no. Then I had to like write them and see if there's any way to call it, add it like a name.
Yes, yes, I totally get it 100%. Well, I want to talk about your book. Last time we talked, I had you were talking about a tons of stuff as far as, the goals that you had planned for the next year or so, and programs, books, and whatnot. So as soon as I saw that you were, launching this, we contacted each other, and I'm so glad to have you on here. What's going on? Where'd this idea come from? Why the title? Why this subject? Your life is so vast. You have so many areas that you could have dove into. Why this subject?
Because the way I see it, like I always been easy with the joyfulness. Like for me, it comes easy, celebrating and being joyful and all the things. But I started seeing other people don't. And I was like trying to figure out why other people can see it this way.
Yes.
And one thing as well, I saw like so many clients and people that they just get so hold on to their suffering and the pain. They just hold on to it. They don't want to, like they're so comfortable in it. They got used to it, living with that. So they don't let it go.
Exactly.
Because one of the things as well, and it's hard for them to hear that, and why they don't let go, because that gives them attention.
Yes.
Because when they talk about it, they connect with other people talking about it. So it's okay in the beginning when you go through some suffering and pain. But if you don't let it go, you have to find a moment when you do the healing and all the works that you have to get through. And then you have to decide when it's going to be enough, and you let it go. It's in the past. You healed.
Yeah.
Because you have to move on.
Yeah.
But like people just like keep on staying and staying and staying and staying and staying, like for years already. It was something that happened years ago, and they're still talking about the same thing that happened years ago, instead of creating this new life, creating new experiences, and having a new life.
Exactly. I 100% agree with you. Definitely.
So
What area of I know, but for our viewers, what area of coaching are you in predominantly where you're seeing this setback or struggle that individuals are dealing with?
a lot of it's relationships, but not relationship only like with the partner, but also with parents.
Got it.
A lot of have it, or they had it from the parents, and then they moved into having the same kind of relationship with the partner.
Got it. 100%. I
So,
totally agree with that.
mhm.
As far as the book goes, what do you think? It's filled with so much amazing information. What do you feel is the most impactful part of the book?
uh, two of the things that I see, it's learning to listen to your thoughts and paying attention to your thoughts. Like understanding that some of the thoughts are not even your thoughts. They might be your partner's thoughts, they might be your parents' thoughts, they might be something that you heard from the TV, from news. They're not what your authentic self thinks.
Yeah.
Your authentic self has like automatic thoughts, and also your own positive thoughts. And the way I see my life and what I learned with practicing is making that positive voice as loud as possible. Like
Yeah.
in my head, that positive voice is the loudest one. And when
Yes.
I started practicing, I sometimes even had like those moments when, like, when you tell yourself, "Oh, I told you to do this." And I was just joking. It was like, "Why didn't you tell it louder?" It was like, I understand you told me to like go there first, but why didn't you tell me louder?
Yes.
It's like, okay. And then that voice started, the positive voice started becoming louder and louder and louder. And now like that takes over all those other thoughts that come by, can come like negative or fear or like somebody else's thought or something that I hear from TV and starts bothering me. So I put my positive thoughts about that.
Yeah. I totally agree with that. What's the other one?
The other one is the one that's letting go of the past.
Got it.
What are other tips as well? But because like there's in our mind we have so many people that do like, oh, if I would have done this differently in the past, then the now would have been different.
Mm-hmm.
And that is there. You don't know that. You don't know if you would have done something in the past differently, then now would have been different, or what kind of different the now would have been.
Yep.
So that's something that we can do, but we're wasting our time doing that, imagining what could have been different if we would have done something different in the past.
Exactly.
You know,
And I love that you're saying that. So going along with that, which I agree with, what would you say that person is better off spending time doing?
focusing on what they want the new life to be and focusing what it is now and the change that they want to do now.
Yeah.
Like, have a goals, what you want for future, and then be present in the present moment. I call it almighty present moment because this is where everything happens.
Mm-hmm.
And just like, okay, what can I do now to reach this goal? Or what can I do now to just have a good time?
Yep.
You know?
Yep.
Because we always, like, a lot of people, they still function from the past. And that's like a normal thing for the body because that's where they learn. That's where they learned all that programming is in the past. And your everyday function before you learn to do everything from the future, then you function from the past. You have past experiences and you're expecting something similar to happen again. Instead of have the goals for the future and trying to make that future to become true.
Exactly.
So this way
Exactly.
you don't repeat what happened in the past, but you're building something for future. But that might be a little bit scary because you don't have knowledge or experience how to do it.
Exactly. Because a lot of times our parents didn't like to sit in the muck and in the mud, and they never pulled themselves out. So we don't know how to not sit in our, and remember and reminisce and have this low esteem, or no confidence, because we don't know how to pick ourselves out of that, because we didn't have a role model for that.
Mm-hmm. And for our parents, this was harder because the times were harder back then.
Yeah, good point.
Yeah, that's the reason why they didn't know how to teach us, because they didn't have as much like resources, things, knowledge. They didn't have internet.
Yep.
Like they didn't have any of that. Their life was hard.
Yeah.
So they were teaching us that life was hard, but now it's not the same truth anymore.
Exactly.
The way I say it was all like, we have to move to the future, because we don't sit, like it's in my book as well, we don't sit in a cave picking things out of each other anymore.
Yeah.
We're not riding on a horses anymore.
Yeah.
We have to see what is now. And now, even though we have problems, and there's a lot of problems that we still have to solve, but our life is much easier than it was for our parents.
Exactly. Yeah, I totally agree. And the time even that it takes to do things is so much quicker now. So, a lot of that extra time can now go towards educating ourselves on things like this, whereas they didn't have that time before.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And the only way to educate was if you do get to the school, or if you do get to the university. But now you get all those university classes you can get online.
Yeah.
You don't even have to go somewhere.
Yeah.
And you don't have to, like some of them, you don't even have to get into university. You can just pay and you can get them online. Anyway.
Exactly. Before they would have to actually go to school or go to the library if they wanted any extra information on anything, and then do the research on it. So yeah, I agree. Nowadays you can click on a video, that's 20 minutes long while you're driving, and have a spiritual experience, learn yourself a little bit better.
And the healing as well.
Yeah.
You can get all the healings and everything same way.
Exactly. I agree with you. So who's the book written for? Because I feel like everybody.
I feel like everybody as well, but it takes time to get it for everybody. It's only been out for a month.
Okay.
So it is for everybody, and like universally everybody. Finally, I want to get it this way. But it starts with the people who are the open and already starting to like search for it.
Yeah.
They already like want to have the change.
Yeah.
So it starts from those people. And when those people will change, they get those other people on board.
Yeah.
100%. And one of my goals with the book as well is, and that's kind of my goal with my coaching and everything, is some of the people need the healing from the pain, and some of the people, they just need to learn not to take their pain off on others.
Yes.
And that's why all those bad things like wars and abuse and all those things happen. They have this pain inside and they take it off on others.
Yeah.
What they need to go to get some healing, get some counseling and all the things, and fix that pain from inside of them, so they don't have to focus and take it off on other people.
Exactly. And that's where a lot of it stems from. It's just that. 100%. Yep.
So if my book helps like less people to take it off on other people, their pain,
yeah,
and get rid of their pain and get them like true to their authentic self and start living positive way and like just spread a joy for themselves and others. You know what I like always think as well, like with your podcast and everybody's podcast, if you're already helping one person, That already makes such a big change.
Yep.
And that's why, like, everybody can do that.
Yep.
You don't have to help millions of people or thousands of people, whatever. If you're helping one person to feel better, you're already making a change.
Exactly. Yeah, because the ripple effect is forever.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So if you can change the mindset of just one person, the ripple effect on their generations forward is vast.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. I always said that with my son, being a mother like you, the impact that we can have on our children to change the cycle of, how, our past generations have done it, and actually putting a halt on things, can really alter, the future generations to come 100%.
Yeah, and it does.
Yeah. And I even used to say this, and I kind of wonder if you have the same viewpoint, but I always said that the reason that I push goodness into the world so heavy, because people ask, like, why do you run a podcast? Why do you write books? Why are you creating these programs for? Like, what's the big deal? What are you personal development? And for me, it's, if I can push hard enough, then the probability of my son, who I have raised differently, meeting a woman later on in years who also is on a personal growth path, and then having their children, the the change, or the alter that we're going to do with society as a whole is so much greater if I can make sure, or at least feel as if I'm trying to change the trajectory of the following generations, so that our children can link up with people who are also healthy mentally and emotionally.
Yeah.
And then creating that cycle for their children afterwards.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So a lot of it's communication. Do you agree?
Mm-hmm. Yep. It is.
Yeah.
That's the reason why we do that. Same way. So, like, even for us, like you were just that, I was just thinking for generations, like for us, we still have another like 50, 60 years to make a difference.
Yeah.
That's
Yeah.
time.
Yeah. 100%.
And that's what I see. Few, like, about 2 more generations, like how they gonna live.
Yeah.
Hopefully better.
Yeah. Definitely. Are you seeing a difference as far as raising your little one, in your, with your knowledge and the education that you have in this realm? Do you see a difference in the relationship you have with her and her relationships with other? Is it apparent?
I see a little bit, yes. Now she's only 6.
Yeah.
So I see her view of like helping others and everything like this. But I think it's going to be more in the future. I see more like at age of the young people that are age 17 and 25 right now, the ones that I've been talking with and everything like this.
Yeah.
I see how they want a different world.
Yeah.
They want a different world. So I see them making a difference. So I'll see how my daughter will catch up in that age. And that's where they knowingly start understanding how what they do impacts not just people around them, but like bigger picture.
Yeah.
So, but I see a lot of people like that 17 to 25, they have better view of the world than we do.
Yeah.
They like the healthy foods, they like the healthy environment, they like healthy products. So in that way, they are doing it differently than we did.
Yeah. 100%. Where do you think that comes from? Do you think that comes from us as parents?
I think us, and also like if there's like 2 different ways of social media. One is the negative one is the positive one.
Yeah.
And like the more of the, like, we need more young people, more of the positive one, and the young people that follow the positive ones. So podcasts like yours, book like mine, they read it and they would like have a different point of view on life.
100%.
And they know like how to do it better instead of like repeating the mistakes that we had to do, now they can do the right thing from like right away.
Yeah. I was even reading somewhere that even some of these younger rappers that are coming to Bay right now are rapping or singing lyrics that are more like happy and upbeat and about like harmony and not doing drugs and not drinking. Isn't that crazy?
Yeah, that's good. We need
Yeah.
more, yeah. I've seen that when you were mentioning, I've seen some of the songs like this as well.
Yeah.
And even like not just rappers, but some other singers and everything as well. They try to project positive words and impact in our life.
Yeah. It's so nice. It's so nice. So where can people purchase your book?
They can get it from Amazon right now.
Okay.
There's some local stores that they're gonna start selling. They can. I also gonna put the link so they can come like directly and approach me directly. I can send them and sell it to them directly.
Perfect.
In Amazon right now, if you type in a search "Joyful Life Jumpstart,"
Mm-hmm.
then it will come out.
Perfect.
Yes, if you type in my name Piret, then they're gonna give you option G. Are you looking for a pirate?
Oh.
So right now it doesn't come out with my name, so I have to figure out like I'm gonna write Amazon and find out how to.
Oh, that's great.
Mhm.
I had actually a similar experience. So my actual name is Sabrina Victoria Soto. So
Okay.
all of my social media was Sabrina Soto forever. And then, 15 years ago or whatever, whenever I started, starting social media, my YouTube and all that, the early beginnings, there's another Sabrina Soto who is a fashion designer for
Okay.
for Target.
Oh.
So you push in Sabrina Soto, it doesn't matter how much SEO I was doing, how many times I tagged myself, I was always on page 25 of Google.
Mm-hmm.
So probably about 12 or so years ago, 10 years ago, I switched all my social media to Sabrina Victoria, which is my middle name. And now, it searches a lot higher. So you kind of have to like finagle it and figure it out. Sometimes change your name.
Yeah.
Yeah, figure out how to make it work. But it works perfectly now. If you put my name in now, it's all me instead of just some random person.
Mm-hmm.
So I totally get it. So it's on Amazon. You're going to give us the links. Do you use this book for coaching?
I do. It's part of my coaching. I like have it for my clients. I have it like the book comes with the coaching, and like same way. Like it's always about like the past, just to learn from, and the future is where we focus and we live in the present moment.
Exactly.
We don't live in the past. We don't live in the future. We live in now, but we're making our plans for the future.
Yeah.
And the past we learn from. We don't stay dwelling in the past like, oh, this happened and years, like just like, oh, this happened and this happened. And like, okay, it happened years ago. It's not relevant anymore. It's relevant only as long as you keep it like
Yeah.
I'm saying it.
Yeah.
Like you have to cut it out some moment. It's okay to talk about it until like you need some healing. Some depends on the past, but you need some healing. You have to learn from it, but then you have to let go.
Yeah.
And don't make those scenarios. And like, if I would have done this differently in the past, then this would have been now differently. Maybe it would have been even worse. Maybe it would have been better, whatever. But like, you don't know that, and you're not gonna find that out. So just let it go and build the life that you want to have now and in the future.
Why do you think people do that? Why do people cling on so tightly to the negative things that have happened in their life?
It's actually it's like it goes down to cell biology. So it's like that's genetically, which is our body is used to function on things it knows. It learns a habit. Okay, we'll wake up and brush our teeth. So it just does it automatically, does it until you might teach it something else. So it's learned to behave on the past experiences because that's what you know. In the future, you don't know yet what is going on. So you kind of have to be like you have to trust it, and you have to get over that fear of what happens if I do something differently.
100%. Yeah.
And that's why we keep on doing like same thing, same thing. This is comfortable and our body is used to it that.
Yeah.
So it's normal. It's an old way of living, like just like saying like driving a car, all those like habits and automatic things that we are doing.
Yeah.
The past, it's because we know how to do it. We already learned how to do it. Now, if we want to change, then we have to learn to do something different.
Yeah.
Like what, like me and you would do the sober, being sober,
Yeah.
and that's you used to having a drink. Now you have to used to have a new habit and get used to not having a drink.
Yeah. Good point. I love that.
Habit, and it takes time to build a new habit. That's why we build habits, and which is like that why we do it the past, because we live by the habits. This is what
Exactly.
we're doing, and this is what we're doing until we learn a new habit.
Exactly. Yeah. I love that. And I love the analogy with sobriety because that is true. Yeah. You know, you're so used to ordering a certain thing or having a certain food with that certain drink.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. And then learning, we were just actually just talking about that. Like certain fishes go with certain wines or, you know, certain, even just with Coca-Cola. Like I stopped drinking caffeine when I got pregnant. And, but I still, when I have pizza, I crave a Coke, you know?
Oh. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, there's just certain things that go with, and yeah, you have to relearn. And yeah, I totally agree with you. So it's the same with our actions, you know,
Mm-hmm.
or our mental state with sobriety.
It is our programming, and our programming comes like when we born, we already start being programmed by like our parents, our culture, our politics, our media, now social media. It all programs us all through the like all every day we get programmed with something.
Yeah,
But our main program is our country's culture. That's where we learn what we eat, what we drink, how we look like, everything else. That's in that book as well. The programming is in the book. It's like our culture, our country culture is the base of what we do in our daily life.